5 American industrial disasters. Number 5. Silver Bridge collapse, 1967. This silver bridge was a suspension bridge built in 1928 and named for the color of its aluminum paint. The bridge connected Point Pleasant, West Virginia and Canoga, Ohio, over the Ohio River. On December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed while it was full of rush-hour traffic, resulting in the deaths of 46 people. 2 of the victims were never found. Investigation of the wreckage pointed to the cause of the collapse being the failure of a single eye-bar in a suspension chain, due to a small defect 2.5 mm deep. Analysis showed that the bridge was carrying much heavier loads than it had originally been designed for and had been poorly maintained. The collapsed bridge was replaced by the Silver Memorial Bridge, which was completed in 1969. Number 4. Buffalo Creek Flood. The Buffalo Creek flood was a disaster that occurred on February 26, 1972, when the Pittston Coal Company's coal slurry impoundment dam No. 3, located on a hillside in Logan County, West Virginia, burst 4 days after having been declared satisfactory by a federal mine inspector. The resulting flood unleashed approximately 132 million gallons of black wastewater. The flow created a wave of black coal ash muck, which crested at over 30 feet high and ran down upon the residents of 16 coal mining hamlets in Buffalo Creek Hollow. Out of a population of 5,000 people, 125 were killed, 1,121 were injured, and over 4,000 were left homeless. 507 houses were destroyed, in addition to 44 mobile homes and 30 businesses. The disaster also destroyed or damaged homes in 6 surrounding towns. In its legal filings, Pittston Coal referred to the accident as an act of God. Number 3. Lambium's Plaza collapse. The Lambium's Plaza was a 16-story residential project under construction in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Its partially erect frame completely collapsed on April 23, 1987, killing 28 construction workers. Failure was possibly due to high stresses placed on the floor slabs by the lift slab technique. There was a school of thought that this accident highlighted the deficiencies of lift slab construction. This accident prompted a major nationwide federal investigation into this construction technique, as well as a temporary moratorium of its use in Connecticut. Number 2. Sugar Refinery Explosion. The explosion at the Imperial Sugar Refinery was an industrial disaster that occurred on February 7, 2008 in Port Wentworth, Georgia. 13 people were killed and 42 injured when a dust explosion occurred at the sugar refinery owned by Imperial Sugar. Dust explosions had been an issue of concern amongst United States authorities since 3 fatal accidents in 2003, with efforts made to improve safety and reduce the risk of recurrence. However, a safety board had criticized this as inadequate. Number 1. Texas City Refinery Explosion. On March 23, 2005, a fire and explosion occurred at BP's Texas City Refinery in Texas City, Texas, killing 15 workers and injuring more than 170 others. BP was charged with violating federal environment crime laws and has been subject to lawsuits from the victims' families. Later, an $87 million fine was imposed by the U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which claimed that BP had failed to implement safety improvements following the disaster.